Hello po, magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Ben Francia Upole of Permaculture Tito. So, welcome to another episode of our series about the permaculture principles. So, for this episode, we'll be talking about the principle of using small and slow solutions. So, ano ba yung using small and slow solutions? Ang pamamaraan ng kalikasan or the way of nature is always kumbaga, yung long cut. There's no such thing as, kumbaga, instant or shortcut in nature. Perfect example is, forests, for example. Normally, it takes a lifetime to grow a forest. Coral reefs, for example, millions, if not, thousands of years to, for a coral reef to form. So, yung mga ganitong mga bagay in nature takes so many years. Bakit? Kasi kadalasan yung mga ganitong ways ang mas sustainable way of doing things. Kaya rin palagi akong parang chine-check ko yung sarili ko whenever I need to do something in the farm. Whenever, let's say, there's a challenge, or there's a problem and I need to come up with a solution, diba? Kapag I'm let's say presented with a solution that's parang super easy and parang instant, I always think twice. Para lang ma-evaluate ko, is this the natural way of doing it? Kaya in permaculture kasi is a solutions approach to so many things. Like for example, dito sa farm, we use permaculture as a solution. So, kadalasan, yung mas permaculture way of presenting a solution to a problem, kadalasan ito yung medyo mas mahaba yung proseso. However, ito yung kadalasan din na mas sustainable. Perfect example would be organic gardening or organic farming versus traditional or conventional way of farming. The easy way of producing food and probably to earn money in agriculture is yung conventional way of farming. When I say conventional, ito yung paggamit ng mga nakakasama, harmful na chemicals. Kasi kapag sa conventional farming, ang target mo lang talaga is really to let's say produce food, produce calories. Not much on nutrition, calories lang talaga. So just to compare, gaano kadali or gaano kasimple ang conventional farming. Syempre gagawin mo, araruhin mo lang yung lupa, isprayan mo yung lupa para mamatay yung damo, okay? Tapos, after mo i-clear, tanim ka na. Yung tatanim mo, syempre may chemical din para hindi kainin ng insekto. Bugbugyan mo ng masyadong maraming chemicals, fertilizers. Pag tumutubo na siya, lagyan mo ng chemicals uli para mapatay mo yung lahat ng mga insekto. All for the purpose of generating a yield and generating money out of farming, as compared to a slower and kumbaga mas mahaba, mas matagal na way of growing food is yung organic way of farming. Kasi in organic farming, syempre you don't spray herbicide dun sa lupa kasi we don't want to contaminate yung lupa kasi syempre yung lupa na yun, kung ano yung nilagay mo sa lupa, ma-absorb din ng halaman o ng crop sa itatanim mo yun. So hindi natin spray. Ang pamamaraan natin to manage yung weeds, gamas, mano-manong gamas. After nung mano-manong gamas, tatamnan na natin yung yung lupa. hindi tayo gagamit ng matatapang na na chemicals, gagamit tayo ng natural amendments do sa soil. And kadalasan yung mga concoctions, yung mga fertilizers na nilalagay natin doon, ginagawa pa natin yun, fine-ferment pa natin, minimix natin ng kung ano-anong mga organic na mga materials. So medyo matagal pa bago pa natin magamit, and paunti-unti rin ang ang production, hindi yung katulad na instant lang, nabibili ka na lang ng fertilizers katulad sa conventional farming. Isa pang medyo tasky na aspect ng organic farming is yung pag-manage ng mga peste. Kasi mano-mano, either ititirisin mo yung mga insekto or isprayan mo ng organic repellent, hindi mo papatayin ng mga insekto, okay? Tatamnan mo rin ng mga companion plants na posibleng mag-repel din ng mga kulisa para ng mga peste na yun. So as you can see, the more natural and sustainable way of solving that problem of food security is, kumbaga, the slower solution. However, I would say this is more sustainable kasi unang-una, it's good for everybody's health kasi hindi ka pumapatay ng tao as compared sa conventional na, kasi unti-unti mong parang nilalason yung mga halaman, and in turn, lahat ng kumakain ng halaman na yon na puno ng chemicals, pinapatay mo rin, di ba? So, not only do you provide healthier, and more nutritious na mga gulay at pagkain, but also you make sure that you take care of the environment. You don't do anything that's harmful to the planet. So that's one way of applying this principle. Dito pala I wanna show you then one of the solutions that we did here in the farm, yung raised beds namin. So yung raised beds namin dito, gumamit kami ng kawayan sa sidings no raised bed. Medyo mataas siya, mga more than a foot high yung raised beds namin, and gumamit kami ng mga kawayan. Sabi nila, hindi ba masyadong matagal gawin yan? Okay lang, kasi we invested more time in building these raised beds, pero in the long term, mas madali i-manage to, mas makakatipid kami. Why? Kasi this kind of solution prevents soil erosion, it prevents water runoff, mas maganda rin yung moisture na maintain doon sa substrate na tinatamnan namin dito sa raised beds na to. And kung makikita nyo lang kung paano namin binild yung raised beds, isipin nyo kung gaano katagal namin ginawa yung sidings, yung pinaka lupa kung saan namin tinatanim yung mga gulay, hindi lang lupa yan, no? Sa ilalim yan merong mga nabubulok na kahoy, merong livestock manure, merong compost, merong vermicast. So nilayer namin yun. So medyo matagal talaga yung paggawa. However, maski na matagal siya, it proved to be a more sustainable solution kasi super low maintenance siya. And in terms of nutrient management do sa soil, very less din yung maintenance kasi ang daming sobrang daming organic matter, na-mention ko kanina, merong mga nabubulok na kahoy, merong compost, merong manure. So, meron siyang slow release ng nutrients. We don't have to keep on fertilizing these raised beds for the plants that we're managing here. So, yun, that's one of the solutions that we're applying here in the farm as an application of this principle of using slow and small solutions. So that's it for this episode. I hope you learned a lot. Again, feel free to share this to your friends, and kung sino man yung feel nyo na mas nangangailangan ng ganitong mga impormasyon. And sana po tapusin nyo yung mga succeeding videos namin. We still have a few more for this series, and I hope nagustuhan nyo po yung mga nauna namin video. Again, maraming salamat. Have a great day. Bye-bye.